Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23 and it is time for round 6 of our MotoGP career mode. It is time for Mugello and I have good news for you. I have read the comments and I am responding today. I will show you the results of the qualifying. Even though it was absolutely terrible, Aleix Espargaro was the fastest in Q1, so he moved over with a 1:44.966 and I am there in 19th place with a 1:46.001. Yes, bad times, but let's crack on with the race. So here we go then guys, from 19th place on the grid. I don't have much hopes for this one because when we start this race and we get this terrible start that we're inevitable to have, oh, we're actually quite fortunate because teammate Paul Espargaro and then there's Taka Nakagami, goodness me, say that too many times fast, is going to help me into the first corner. But oh, someone's gone extremely wide. It's Marco Bezzecchi. He's gone down as we go into San Donato very, very late. It's not quite the start I was looking for, but we're able to get a few positions. Luca Marini absolutely clattered into a couple of riders there, and we went around the outside of a few. Marquez is up on the inside. We now go side by side with the Spaniard. Not quite. Quattararo around the outside as we now go up at the inside of both of them. Not a bad start. Oh, it's Maverick Vinales has gone down. What has happened to the number 12? What has gone on so far in this Italian GP as we now go into Casanova and Savelli, one of my favourite overtaking spots. Look at that, round the outside of Quattararo and now into left-hander. We are surprisingly up to 6th place. How? Just, I thought about a lunge up at the inside and Morbidelli. I think it's going to work actually. Nice start from the Italian in his home GP. He's up to 6th place, but for us, I'm quite impressed. Good stuff. I'm happy with that, very happy with that. Well, not a bad start, but I've got to be honest with you, the AI don't seem anywhere near as fast as they were in the qualifying. The difficulty is still the same, it's still 120% difficulty, but we are already up into 5th position. I'm surprised, very much surprised. I think everything's going to change in a minute because I think the AI do start off quite sluggish in the early laps. So maybe when we get through this into Bacini and then into San Donato, I think that's when we'll really notice how different the speed is, especially on the straights, and we really struggle with the long left-handers such as this one for Bacini. But anyway, onto the power we go. Oh wow, we're getting dropped, aren't we? I'm in the slipstream of Francos, that's not bad, it keeps me in the game a little bit as we get caught onto the grass, as we now fire past the number 21 and now onto the brakes into San Donato, going for that very, very late line. Hopefully we don't make contact. I was going to say hopefully we don't make contact with Morbidelli on the inside, but yeah, he's right there as we now go to the left-hand side. Now, something for the race, I do believe my objective is to defeat Jack Miller, which is going to be very difficult. However, he is only ahead of us there, right now in 4th place. Oh, goodness me, Franco just pushed me into the into track limits there as Jack Miller makes a big mistake. And he now drops to 4th, but we are right on his tail. Can we go around the outside again? Oh, that was close. Rubbing is it most definitely racing here in the Italian GP. But look at that. Pecco Bagnaia leading the way from 2 other Ducatis. And surprisingly, there's no more Ducatis. Did Jack Miller just go around the outside then? I think Jack Miller just absolutely done me on the outside there. Wow. You don't see anyone overtaking around the outside into Arrabbiata 1. Leading into the second of the 2 Arrabbiatas. Oh, that's too tight to the apex again. But I tell you what, yeah, wow, we really struggle on this corner here. I did find for the first 2 sectors in the qualifying, I was getting red sectors. And then the 3rd split to the 4th, it would be a full 0.5 of a second each sector. That's how difficult it was in those splits. And I've got to say, I'm putting a little bit too much a corner into Biandetti 1. But honestly, considering we're at such a disadvantage, I think it would make us even. Because especially here into the left-hand side, this is when things are going to get very interesting as we bring on the power. I'm beginning to find that the ride height device is pretty much useless. I'm going to try it again, but kind of feels like I'm going too slow. We'll bring on the power behind Aleix, and I've got to be honest with you, Aleix Espargaro really annoyed me in the qualifying session. I managed to meet him twice to mess up both laps, and he was really aggressive on the circuit as well, which really wound me up. Because fair enough if I'm going to come and attack you, but I need to get through because we're qualifying at the same time. You've messed your lap up, you come out of pit lane, and then you're going to make contact with me into turn 5? I think not, Aleix. We're not going to do this again, are we? Actually, he's pulling away from me. In fact, he's going to try and go around the outside as he gets alongside Jack Miller there, both rubbing each other there onto the right-hand side, and I get caught on the curb. Oh, it's so frustrating that had an incident just in the qualifying earlier on where I was on a decent lap. In fact, it was the practice actually, and I got caught on the curb, and the whole momentum of the bike just stopped. And it really wound me up because I couldn't believe how slow I went. I hope that doesn't happen again because, well, right on cue, it kind of did slow us down, but it's alright. We're still charging. Now, I did neglect to mention the opportunity of an objective in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Of course, we are still trying to defeat Brad Binder. Our target was set in Le Mans in the previous round. But I have not been able to really pull away much points. Of course, the disaster in the full race of Le Mans as we made big contact with Quartararo there. I think this is when we start to go backwards. Quick change direction into BM32. Yeah, I can't even keep up with the Yamaha's acceleration. Oh, is this going to work? I want him to try and push me around the corner because, of course, we really struggle with the bikes being picked up in the corner when we bring on the acceleration. I tell you what, that works a treat. That actually helped quite a bit. But look at the speed of the Yamaha. That's way too fast for me. That's a whole second slower than Lacia Spargo, who's all over the circuit right now, as now Johan Zarco joins the Frenchman in the attack of the Brit. Now into the right-hand side. We have closed up a bit onto Lacia Spargo. This is getting really peculiar now because I can't decide whether we're closing in or we're losing too much ground. The more these two mess around though, the closer we're going to get. A fourth place finish here in Mugello would be the equivalent of a victory. That would be so impressive with this very underpowered gas. Espargaro is all over the place. We've got to have a chance here. I'd love to get in there and fight with these two. We can close in really well into Casanova. The AI seem to struggle there quite a bit. But now into left-hand side for Savelli, we just don't have the legs to really compete with these two. But as long as we can stay close to them, maybe if we get the slipstream into the final corner, maybe then we'll have a chance of fighting for fourth position. But I've got to say, I'm holding my own in sixth. This is much better than I expected. I was saying all along, especially in the Le Mans races, I've just gone deep into Scarperia and now trying to regain the position. I don't want to hit the AI. I was really worried about this particular Grand Prix. And the qualifying, yeah, the first lap I did, I was about 4 seconds off the pace, and I just knew it then that this was going to be the most, maybe not the most difficult, because I think Portimao holds that distinction. Well, honestly, this was a really challenging qualifying session, but we might get Quartararo to do the business again. I know it's aggressive, but I honestly can't figure out any other way to try and get this corner right, because simply, when you, as the player, bring on the power, you do not have the same speed as the AI. And looking right here now, the Yamaha is out-dragging the RC16 with ease. Oh, and then here comes a Ducati right up the backside. God damn it, that must have killed. That would have been a horrible experience. Was it Enea Bastianini who got hit from the rear with a couple of years ago here in MotoGP, in the very same circuit as well, actually, as a matter of fact. And now onto the right-hand side. I've got to be honest with you, this is not over yet. We might actually be able to keep up with Jack Miller. This would be superb. I did take a bit of a gamble with the soft front rather. I did try it in qualifying. I tried all of the tyres, and honestly, although the other tyres felt better, this one was the only one I could go pretty quick on, and we are really rapidly closing in now on Jack Miller into the left-hand side. This might be a bit of contact, lifting Jack up into the right-hander as we now go into Arrabbiata 1. Oh, here's the right-hander, should I say, because the previous one was a left-hander, and there is Jack Miller back on through in Arrabbiata. But this is not over yet. Could I go for the lunge into Scarperia? It's not a corner I feel confident with, not at all. I've never felt confident going into Scarperia, no matter what game, ride, 4, ride 5, MotoGP, 23, 20, to all of the others, never feel confident into Scarperia. It's just one of those downhill braking zones that just doesn't fill me with confidence. Or I'm really worried that Quartararo is going to mess this up here. He is a little bit. Although he could help us in a moment's time. Look at that change of direction. Sorry, Fabio, picked him up mid-corner, but I'm desperate to stay with Jack Miller. More points against Brad Binder is what's required. I've gone deep. Oh, the front tyre is red hot now as well. Quartararo's done through. I don't think we can catch up to Jack Miller now. Keep on pushing. We've got one more lap to do this. Oh, look at Johan Zarco's speed. Look at that. That's ridiculous. It is a Ducati Desmosedici GP23 though, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't expect anything less. But now, into the braking zone for San Donato. Into the right-hander. And then back onto the left-hand side. The gap is down to 7 tenths. Jack's gone wide. Good entry into the apex. Back into the right hand of the side. Again, slow on the acceleration. We don't want to get the wheelie. Trying to fight the wheelie there. This might not be over, you know. We might have 5th. He's gone tight to the apex again. We might have to be aggressive here, though. Not like we haven't been aggressive all the way through this. But into the right-hand side. We're closing in quite rapidly for Casanova. Quick change direction into Savelli. Are we through? Oh, Jack, he's going through again. Now into the inside. Oh, contact made once more. Surely this time we have the inside. Oh, Jack's back on through. Brilliantly done from the Aussie. And this time into Scarperia. I think that's the first time I've overtook into Scarperia in God knows how many years. Maybe I did it in Moto 3 a few times, but I don't know. Not in MotoGP class. That was awesome. I'll take that. It was a messy overtake. It pushed Jack wide, but... Oh no, he's still there. We have not seen the last of Jack Miller yet as we are neck and neck going into BNDT 1. Quick change direction. I was waiting for him to turn in. Oh, he's off the circuit. Oh, Jack Miller's giving everything. We're going to give it everything. And now into the left-hand side. I've got to really close the door here. Oh, massive contact. There's not a chance I can get on the power, though, and keep him at bay. Going to have to push him out to the outside of the circuit. Oh, here comes Zarco. The 3 of us are going to be along the line. 3 abreast. Who's done it? Oh, did we do it? Did we beat Jack? Did we get at least 5th? Oh, no way. Johan Zarco pinched it. And Jack was the big loser there as he finished from not 5th, but down to 7th. What a sprint that was. That was fantastic. It was probably the best race of the season. My goodness, I did not expect Mugello to go so well. That was awesome. Quick check on see where Brad... Oh, he didn't even finish in the points, so we got some extra points there. Didier and Paul didn't get points again. Takaka Nakagami didn't get points either. Well, let's have a look to see if we've made the top 10 yet. I don't think we have. No, we're 12 points behind Jack, so... Okay, I'm happy with that, though. That was a good race. Let's see what we can do in the full race. So here we go then, boys and girls. This is the full race to go, and I'm waiting for the red lights. That's a long wait. I was expecting... Oh, Paul Espargaro very fast off the line, and I've had a shocker. And it isn't me, I can assure you. This is just the way the AI is in this game. They launch off the line, but then they're really slow into the first corner, thus giving us a chance to go round the outside. I can't believe it. Didier is just in the way in every single opportunity I went for then. But now into the left-hand side. Back into the right. Oh, that was a very sweet overtake, that. It was not exactly clean, but it made it through on Aleix Espargaro. And now onto the brakes. Can we get through in a couple more? That's not a bad start. Oh, Joan Mir made a slight bit of contact. Don't get caught on the curbs there because I cannot move. Onto the brakes. Can we go around the outside of Quartararo? We did it in the sprint. We are regaining positions quite fast here, ladies and gentlemen. We're up to 7th. Good stuff. Now up on the inside of Marquez. I'm going to try and use him to push me around the corner. Kind of worked. And oh my goodness, Jack Miller's ahead of us, isn't he? This is it. We have a chance to get that objective done. Oh, that's late. Sorry, Jack. He's going to be livid with me. I think we were developing a good relationship. You may have seen the community post I had yesterday. But, yeah, I think it might be at jeopardy now. I don't think we're going to be best of pals anymore as he gets back on through into Corantayo, who will bring on the power and get the fast change of direction into BNDT 1. Quick again into BNDT 2. Oh, that's a massive amount of contact. I thought I was going to get through there sweetly, but, yeah, it definitely wasn't. As the aggression is really beginning to take over my riding style in this game, because you're at such a disadvantage with this AI that I can't just take my time and try and do overtakes anymore. I've got to just go for it. I want to try and finish in the top 10. I've got to go for it. And you know what? It makes for good content, so I'm happy to do that. Apologise if you don't like the aggression on display here in the MotoGP 23 career mode. But anyway, we're up to 5th position, and we have an Enea Bastianini in our sight. Now, I will be honest, this looks promising. Brad Binder's only, what, maybe a second and a half ahead of us. Bastianini's just 5/10, and Marco Bezzecchi's not too far either. However, we are going to have to reduce the power soon down to power setting 2, and that's then where things could become a problem. I haven't done many laps with Power Steering 2, so I don't know what it will be like, but I'll tell you what, we're up into 4th place, bit of nudging and argy-bargy with Bastianini. He might get back on through though, I think he will. Here goes the GP23 man, the multiple Grand Prix winner already in MotoGP, Moto2 World Champion as well to his name. Can we get him into Scarperia? That's a late-breaking manoeuvre. It sort of worked. I'll take it. Wait, what happened to Pecco? I didn't even see that. Pecco Bagnaia has obviously dropped the ball there into Scarperia, and now he's down to 3rd, which makes this a massive, tall order for me. How am I going to beat Brad Binder now? Because the only race we'll have to beat him by in this point will be the Saxon Ring. And if he's going to acquire this many points, and I think the Saxon Ring will be ridiculous. It's been ridiculous in every single class so far. In Moto3 it was beyond stupidly hard. Moto2 wasn't that bad, but it was still ridiculous. And then in MotoGP I suspect it's going to be absolutely ridiculous as well. So I'm not hopeful with that objective, but then again I wasn't hopeful that I could really compete with the guys here in Mugello. But so far we're actually managing it. So who knows what can happen. We are now up to 4th place. Catching the MotoGP World Champion is going to be a tall order, but he is getting held up ever so slightly from Marco Bezzecchi. So is this going to present an opportunity where we can fight for a podium in a full featured race? I certainly hope so. Get yourselves ready for a potential fight for a podium in a race. That would be just stupendous for me. I'd be really happy with that. We're now into the left-hand side. Once again, we are warned that we are running out of fuel. I might be able to get one more lap out of this yet before we reduce. Marquez is a second behind me here, and I've managed to... Oh, steady. I have managed to maintain that gap to the 8 times world champion, and now onto the brakes into Scarperia. 1.4 is the gap, 2.2 it is to Brad Binder. That has slowly creeped down into our favour. Onto the brakes into Correntaio. That's deep. That is deep, and that is going to cost us time. Surprisingly, it didn't actually. It looked worse than I thought it was. Now into the left and back, across into MN52. Very tight to the apex there. Beautifully done. And then onto the anchors. The final corner. The gap is down to 2.2, so it's about the same. What will it be when we cross the line? That's the big question, because I'm going to have to drop down to Power Steering 2 soon. Here we go then. The gap is now 2 seconds to Pecco, 2.6 it is to Binder, and across the line Pecco is a 1:51.576, which is 0.6 of a second faster than me, so that's actually not that bad. It's a far cry from what they were doing in the qualifying, because as you've seen in the beginning of the video, Aleix Espargaro did a 1:44 something to get Q2 entry, and then pole position, I don't even know what lap times they were doing. I think they were doing 1:43s, which is too fast for me. I can't compete with that. Well, the gap has now gone down to 2 seconds to Bez. Still 2.7 it is to Brad Binder. But with the second power option and we're beginning to struggle. Oh, that's deep into the left-hand side. Oh, I almost lost the front. Oh my god. Just getting caught. Just ever so slightly on the grass to put us in a nervous situation here in Mugello. But I gotta say, I'm surprised with how good this race has gone. We're up to 4th place in a featured race with only 3 laps completed, with the second power option now being on for the rest of the Grand Prix. One thing I will say, as I mentioned in the sprint, I've gone for the hard front, and I will confess, it does feel really good. It doesn't feel as loose as the sprint soft tyre that we used. However, I just feel a little bit slower. I don't know if it's really making effect. And I've got to be honest, I didn't really look at the lap times I was doing in the sprint. A lot of those laps were messy, and including a lot of overtakes and argy-bargy, so I don't know whether we were doing particularly well lap times. But anyway, back on the power. Let's go back to Power Steering 3 to try and maintain at least some sort of gap to Marc Marquez. So 1:46.6 coming in from us. Now hard on the brakes again into the first corner. Did manage to fathom out that downshifting to second gear there quite abruptly does slow you down. I think someone mentioned this in a comment in a previous race, but I don't remember which one it was or the video, so I apologise. But whoever it was, thanks for the recommendation. And it does work. If you downshift all the way down to first gear, then it's a nightmare. But if you manage to downshift to second with the right revs, it can slow you down quite a lot. So yeah, bear that in mind if you want to replicate what we're doing here today, here in Mugello. So now into Casanova, back across into the left-hand side for Cervelli. The gap is dropping, well actually no, the delta is increasing to 0.3 of a second, meaning we're slower on this lap compared to the best one we set earlier, the 1:46.1. But not by too much. It's actually not that detrimental to be in the second power option for the middle of the circuit. Where it's going to really be evident is the long straight from Vicine to San Donato. It's going to be a nightmare. It could be potentially really difficult here into Biandetti 1 and 2 as well. But as it stands, a 4th place, I'm really pleased with that, honestly. I'm really happy. Oh god. Caught on the rumble strip there, lost us 0.2. That's how careful you have to be with the curbs in MotoGP 23. Rhyming accidentally. So we get back on the power. Are we able to keep Marquez at bay? Down to 3.5. It's still 3.5. Pecco's now got the lead. Binder's down to 3rd. I have a very minimal gap to Brad Binder in points. We could still win that objective. And that gap to Jack Miller is beginning to shrink. It was, no, then again, it's all out. Into turn 1, we were 0.5 of a second quicker than Jack Miller, but it has seemed to even itself out. 0.6 it is to Marquez. It's going to be one hell of a defensive effort here to keep someone like Marc Marquez behind you. That's going to be a massive ask. As far as I'm concerned, this has been a terrific race. I was dreading this race so much. The second I started recording tonight, I was like, no way, this is going to be a disaster. Oh god, I almost lost the front. You touch the apex too tight in this game and it's good night Vienna. I will say though, here in MotoGP 23, it's much better than Ride 5. You can touch a lot of the curbs and you can go really tight to the apexes. I find in Ride 5, if you do the same, it's almost an instant crash. But here right now, it feels pretty good. And you know what? I'm beginning to like the gas. I really am. The RC16 was a bit of a pig when I first started to ride it. You know what? I think it's growing on me. And I think these results that are coming in, the podium in Kota, the top 7 finish, the joint top 7 finishes of Jerez, and then of course the sprint podium in Le Mans, it's beginning to grow on me. And I think if we get some more upgrades, we might not be that far behind. Maybe we can be a consistent point finisher. Oh, there comes Marquez. Can you not? Oh wow, he was so strong in that left-hander there. And because of that, we are no longer ahead of Brad Binder in the terms of points. And with the power, even with power setting 2, we didn't really make much of a difference compared to power setting 3. That's strange. Back on the anchors we go. All the way down to second gear. That's deep. That is really deep. I think I got sucked in a little bit with the additional slipstream. Now into the left-hand side. Please go wide, Mark. No, he is not going to give me a chance. I think now he's got through. I don't think I'm going to be able to compete with him. I've got to stay with him. Maybe into Casanova. We might have a chance around the outside of him. Just try and... Oh no, Fabio's here as well. He was rapid in the sprint. Of course, the Yamaha traditionally does go well around here in Mugello. Now for the left-hander. I don't think we're close enough to even... No, we're not. I don't really dare to go backwards power setting 3 because even though we've been in power setting 2 for the last 4 laps, 3 laps should I say, we haven't gone back into the green yet. We might have to introduce power setting 1 here. And I know what you're thinking. Matt, that's a recipe for disaster. And yes, it is. It really is. Oh, Fabio! Christ almighty! What a hit that was. That happened in the qualifying as well. I went into the right-hander there, or the left-hander should I say, into Pelagio, and got absolutely clattered from the rear. I think it was Fernandez. I can't remember who it was, but wow. They hit me so aggressively that I just flew off the bike. Almost in an instant. Oh, that's too tight, the apex. Fabio, I'm coming back on through. So back into 5th. I don't think we can hold on to 5th for much longer. No, there it is. It's gone. Right on cue. No, now we're down to 7th. Okay, I don't mind dropping to 6th, but I don't want to go down to 7th. Come on. I might need to drop down to power setting 1 here. Let's see what happens. 0.4 it is on the fuel. 0.3. There's no way you can get past them though, is it? Hard on the brakes. Steady around the outside. Oh, I had to lift it up then. If I made contact with Vinales, we both would have gone down. Damn it. That was not a bad overtake on Fabio, but getting to 5th is another big ask for us on this Tech 3 gas. The KTM RC16 is just... It's being pushed beyond its limits here, but I've got to say, once again, we are not quite top, because Brad Binder's top, but we're once again showing our worth with the Tech 3 team. And I don't know if you've seen this, I posted this maybe yesterday or the day before, depends on when I upload this video. I actually showed the performance comparison for this Tech 3 gas team, and we are now dead last. Not just by a little bit, but by a lot. We have had no upgrades, nothing, and every other team has suspiciously got better, and we've stayed the same. Not good. Absolutely not good at all. We need something special, and as I think I was talking to 100k Blade in the comment section, he was saying that you're in a catch-22 because you need good results for better bike upgrades, but we need better bike upgrades to get good results. So we're pretty much stuck in between this balance of wishing for upgrades and also wishing for better results. So it's a tough situation to be in. But honestly, if Pedro Acosta or Augusto Fernandez next season, or if Paul Augusto Fernandez did it this season, where they were competing for sprint podiums, 2 of them, and then competing for top 10 finishes consistently, they would deserve a full factory package. And if I'm not mistaken, Paul Espargaro had a full factory package. It's just that he was injured and, well, he had a tremendous, I can't even say it, a terrible injury in the early parts of the season, which really sidelined, well, his entire career. So it's a lot to ask. But right now, as it stands, a top 10 finish is on the cards. My only concern now is where Jack Miller is, because he's 0.8 of a second behind us. And if Jack is trying to get past us, we're going to lose both objectives, or at least have the potential of losing both objectives. And we need those objectives to continue to upgrade our bike and to get the results. And you understand the situation we're in, as I give Fabio a bit of a nudge. And now into the right. Can we get through on the Monster Energy Yamaha? Not quite. I probably need Power Sling 3 to give me that extra boost. But I don't think we can now. I think I've got to stay with Power Sling 2 for the majority of this race. And, well, for the rest of this race. And hopefully then that will keep us in contention for the top 7 positions. Maybe 6, because we're not that far away from Fabio here. And so far so good. Lap times have not been that bad. Consistently 1:46, 4, 6, 3, 6 and 6. So not bad. I think I'm giving it a pretty good effort here. Managing to stay consistent. Good effort into BLDT1 and to BLDT2. Now into the slipstream of the 2021 MotoGP World Champion. 2021, that's correct, yes. I had to question it there. Joan Mir was the 2020 World Champion. And now into the left-hander, Jorge Martin. No, don't get caught on the curb because you lose so much momentum. Oh, I lost so much momentum there. That's a problem. That's really frustrating. Yeah, I thought if I had the slipstream there, maybe... Oh, my lord, that's late. Can I get it stopped? Oh, my god. Yeah, oh, let's go in heck to a handbasket now. Just as I'm about to mention that our lap times were consistent, I make a mistake which costs us 0.6, thus resulting in no longer a consistent pace. Well, that's frustrating. That's really annoyed me now. All because I touched that curb. That is so annoying, honestly. I mean, it probably is like that in real life. I imagine if you do get caught on a curb, which is quite aggressive and abrasive, it's going to slow you down. I'm going worse here now. I've got to calm down here. I've got to get back into it. I'm pretty annoyed at that. I'm annoyed at myself. Just one slight moment where I just decided to lose a bit of concentration there. And it's really mucked it up for us now. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Now it's going to be a case of fighting for 10th. Well, 9th place, I guess, because I cannot compete with the Prima Prama Ducatis. We should be right there in 6th. Or 7th, maybe. At the least fighting for something. We're losing more points and we're losing an opportunity to finish in the top 10 of this championship. Here comes Alex Marquez. Beautiful up on the inside. Goes the Gresini Ducati man. But I'll wait for him to turn right, and I'll try and cut back on through. Bit of contact there, getting caught on the curbs. He lost a bit of time as well, but now we stand no chance of catching up to those two Ducatis, and there comes Alex Marquez again. Keep well away from the... I can't believe I've done it again. Oh my god. Now I'm livid. Oh, Matt. That's a shocking lap time. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I've done that twice in a row. The curbs are just... Oh, God. Sorry, Jack. I'm getting a bit annoyed. Jack's taking the punishment. Oh, and he cuts across my nose there. This is going to get really aggressive here. If I'm not careful, I'm going to make a massive mistake here. This is going to really mess everything up here. And I've gone through on Jack now. I'm losing my temper. Just got to stay calm. Stay relaxed. Don't let it get to you. It's a computer game. Relax. But I won't lie, that has really peed me off. Twice in a row. That curb is just a bugger. Oh, god damn it. We should have had so much more in this race. And Jack Miller, he is, yeah, that's our relationship gone, isn't it? He got absolutely punted going into turn 3, and that would have absolutely been a long lap penalty, or at least drop the position. But I was so ticked off that I've made that mistake twice. I just did not care. I'm not losing both objectives now. I'll accept that we're not going to beat Brad Binder, because Sachsenring is going to be a joke, I can assure you. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. But I will not reduce the difficulty. I've already said it's not going to happen. I'm going to stay as I am, and I'm caught on the curb again. The curbs are so lethal. Now into the left-hand side. We've got one more lap of this one, I think. A 12-lap race here is a lot to ask. And here comes Joan Mir. Is he going to go around the outside? He's caught on the curb there, and he lost time. I guess he didn't. Look at the speed he still maintained. Come on, Joan. I want the top 10. I know you want the top 10, because for Christ's sake, this year has been an abysmal season for the 2020 World Champion. He deserves better, though. Now, a lot of people are already counting him out, which is just... It annoys me about the fan base, actually, because some people can have... Some riders can have one bad season, or maybe a few. And really, Joan Mir's had 2 bad seasons. Last year wasn't great with Suzuki, and this year wasn't either. But I think last year, apart from Alex Rins sort of spitting in the face of adversity when finding out that the Suzuki was a project that was no longer going to be going anymore, Joan Mir took it the other way, where he reacted, I guess, in the more negative way, where he really struggled, which is difficult. But people are already calling Joan Mir to quit. He said he was going to retire because he was so miserable and disappointed with the Repsol Honda from 2023. But yeah, that's a bit of a bit of a deep topic, that just randomly at the end of this race. And you know what? I'm actually on my best lap time here. How the hell did that happen? I guess that's the point. Concentrate or go subconscious and let your subconscious take over, and then maybe you'll do better. I've got a lot to learn in this Grand Prix. Maybe now I'm not so mad, but I tell you what, I was really annoyed earlier. I was genuinely wound up that I touched that curb twice, because we ruined the end of a good possibility of a good finish there, and now I think we're going to get beaten on the line against Joan Mir. I'm going to try and push him out onto the curb. I think we might lose a position here. Joan, wait, what? He got stuck there. What happened? We took the position and the fastest lap of our race right at the end. But yeah, that was a tough race. That was really tough. I had a bad time there, I got to be honest with you. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, because I can't say I did. I did enjoy the 10 laps of it, but those last ones really annoyed me, so I have mixed feelings about the Mugello Grand Prix. I'm just not very good at it anymore. But comparing the championship standing, 91 points as Pecco already cleared the competition. And we're within 5 points of Brad Binder, but he did take our 11th spot, which makes things a little bit more difficult for us to earn upgrades, and also for a bit of pride to finish in top 10. But I guess that's it from me, guys. I will leave you with the championship standings. I'll leave you with the teams championship and the constructors. But upon that note, that is it from me, and I apologise for getting annoyed at the end there. I am human, I make mistakes, and unfortunately I made 2 in a row there, so I'm just annoyed at myself. But yeah, we'll bounce back. Actually, no, we won't bounce back in Sachsenring. It's going to be horrendous. I just know it. I just know it's going to be bad. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate everyone who's been subscribing recently. I really appreciate all the support. We're actually close to 10k, which is a milestone I wasn't expecting. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.